One of the most common things that I hear from my clients is that they've gotten into a long-term relationship or a marriage with somebody that turned out to be a love avoidant. Well, in today's video, we're going to talk about just that. What are the signs that you've gotten into a marriage or a relationship with somebody that turns out to be a love avoidant? Thank you for sticking around. This is your certified life and relationship coach, Coach Court. And in today's video, I'm going to help you figure out if you've gotten into a relationship with somebody that turns out to be a love avoidant. But before I get into the content, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do so by clicking that subscribe button and ringing the bell so you're notified for the newest content. In today's video, I'm going to talk about a long-term relationship and a marriage with somebody that's a love avoidant, or what people call a dismissive avoidant. Now I want to break it down into two parts here. I want to break it down into the females and the males. When you marry somebody that's a love avoidant and he's a male, some of the things that you see him hanging out more in his man cave, may start gaming more, burying himself in his hobbies, whatever he enjoys doing the most, working extra long hours, stop courting you, he'll stop having conversations that are very emotionally intensive, and if he does, he'll end up withdrawn from you and feeling as if he is emotionally drained afterwards. We're going to break it down piece by piece. I'm going to go ahead and go off a script here today because I want to make this video as valuable as possible. The men will stop courting their wives after they've gotten married to them because they feel like they don't need to do anything extra. All the things that they did in the beginning, they don't feel as if is as important, because they want to build towards something that is more foundational than just purely romance and intimacy alone. But they don't understand that this is exactly what women need in order to feel loved and to feel as if they're important in their life. And this is also, if you're somebody that's an anxious, preoccupied person, this is one of your love languages. You need that intimacy, you need that quality time, that physical touch, and those words of affirmation. Something that the love avoidant male isn't, he's not familiar with giving, or he's not comfortable consistently giving it to you because he feels like it's forcing it. Now, this isn't everybody. These are just for the people that I've worked with and for the people that I've communicated with about their attachment styles. They feel like they don't need to continue to do that all the time because you should be building on something much more important, which is financial stability, raising the kids, and romance isn't something that just needs to be in the mix. Another thing that they do is they'll back away after you have a really deep, intense conversation. Now, you may have just had a conversation where you felt like you leveled up the relationship, where you felt as if you just made a breakthrough, but then immediately after, they started to pull away. They started to take space for themselves for maybe a couple days or a week. You know, they'll spend time in the man cave more. They'll bury themselves in house projects in order to not have to be around you as much. They may put their AirPods in and headphones on, and they're constantly working or listening to books, spending more times in the office. Now, this isn't just people who are love avoidance. This is typically what a lot of men do in order to stew on things and figure out their next moves. But for the love avoidance, this is something that they typically do at the drop of a hat. Like, as soon as things start to get out of line or starts to feel uncomfortable and like you're demanding too much of them, that's what they'll do. They'll bury themselves in that. They may start hanging out with their friends more. They may start playing PlayStation 5 more, Xbox more. They may start to go to the gym more. And this is just their way of trying to escape this commitment that they've gotten themselves in. And this is all just a coping mechanism in order to prevent them from feeling like they're getting smothered and they're losing their individuality. They want to take space and be able to keep their sense of self, and this is exactly why they do it. As for the avoidant women, what you'll see them do a lot of the times is they'll start hanging out more with their girlfriends. They may start shopping more. They may bury themselves in home projects, may start gardening more, may take up interests that they didn't normally have before. They also might start making excuses as to why they can't be intimate with you. Now, as a whole, you know, whenever somebody's not in the mood, they'll come up with excuses to why they can't do things. And this isn't even about relationships or being intimate. This is also about, you know, if the laundry's been in the washing machine for too long, you may push that extra cycle because you just don't feel like doing it, and it's just, you know, you don't have the ambition for it. But for people who are love avoidant women, they will make up these excuses too, because they don't feel the need to have intimacy when they're not comfortable with having intimacy. They don't feel as if their body belongs to anybody else but themselves. So it's hard for them to understand the concept that when you go into a relationship, sometimes in order to meet your man's needs, this is some of the things you're going to have to do. But for them, they don't see it that way. They want the freedom of choice. And if they don't feel the need to give their body to their man when they're not completely comfortable with it, they're not going to do it. Another thing that I've seen is that the love-avoiding women are reluctant to share their finances or join bank accounts even after they've been married. They don't want to give up control of their bank account because it doesn't feel safe to do so. And it loses that protective shield, that barrier that they have when it comes to them continuing to be their own individual. Now, let me be absolutely clear though. Just because a person doesn't want to give up their individuality, they hang out more, they work more, they're hanging out with friends more, burying themselves in their hobbies more, that doesn't mean that they're a love avoidant. This is just something that you'll tend to see when you get into the relationships, the long-term ones, and the marriage with them. So if you found this video of any value, please like, comment, and share. Reach out to me on my other social media accounts, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, because I am Coach Court. Thank you guys, and I will talk to you soon.